Me bomba!
Ladies and gentlemen, I know I'm late, but shut up. I'm the one that rules this channel, not you. So be quiet. Yes, this video was originally supposed to be coming out on April 1st, but clearly that did not happen. We're like very late into this bullshit, but either way. And yes, I know the title is not exactly very original, but shut up. Anyway, I run this channel again, so I didn't really have any other idea for April Fool's, so this was the only, like, quote-unquote, fantastic $1 million idea I had in my mind. But either way, if you can't read, which I feel sorry for you, but either way, no jokes, I am going to be stereotyping every heister, or the players themselves, based on the characters they're playing. Just because I said a specific player is something, like me saying jacket players are little dumbasses, that doesn't necessarily mean that all of them are like that. I'm 100% sure that there are some that are good people, but I'm mainly just going to be talking about the ones that I have personal experience with. And again, these are just stereotypes, don't take these too seriously, it's just my opinion. So without wasting any time, yes, I'm also going to be including Pearl on Payday 3, don't worry, she's not forgotten, so don't forget about it.
Ah! Medic bag! You heard what I fucking said?
Starting off with Dallas. There are three types of people who play Dallas. There are the ones who are absolutely new to the game, there are those who pretend to be smart but are fucking dumb as shit, and there are those who are actually genuinely really smart. The ones who are genuinely smart, they have really good game knowledge and are able to really help people out. Considering the fact that Dallas is the leader of the group, they sort of fit their personality really well. And then there's those that don't know what the fuck they're talking about and are complete idiots. And so even if you try to talk back to them, they're just going to be whipping out their big boy pants, with quotation marks, and act like they know what the fuck they're doing. They're one of the worst, or they can be one of the greatest. There is no in between.
Oh no, don't wolf.
Next up are Wolf players. Wolf players are the boomers of Payday, regardless of who it is. Every single player loves Wolf mainly because of how good he was in Payday the Heist. In Payday 2, he's terrible, but on Payday 3, he's a significant improvement. But we can all agree that those who play Wolf, they're very old boomers. They're like probably in their 30s and have like wife and kids and shit, but who knows. They're pretty chill mostly, they don't really cause a lot of problems to other players. They can be a little bit annoying at times, but then again, that's just mostly them talking about their personal life, but either way. And majority of them are just mostly chill, they're not taking the game too seriously, and they're just mostly minding their own business and having fun.
Chains, let's get out of here! Oh, fuck no!
Chains players are very good at the game. That is one thing that you should not be mistaken. A lot of Chains players, usually that I see in Payday 2, Payday the Heist, and Payday 3, a lot of them are really damn good. They don't really talk much. They do complain a little bit, but they're not really that much obnoxious to be around with. Other than that, they're very good to be around with. Their aim is very good, their build is very good, and they're naturally just a really good player to be around with. They're not try-hardy, they don't sweat like dumbasses. They're very good to be around with.
I can do it quick, okay? I'm just saying.
Nuh-uh! I did not fucking see that. What the actual fuck?
Houston players are something. They're one of those players where they would always ask players if it's a stealth mission, even though clearly your teammates are literally bringing in rocket launchers into a fucking bank heist. Like, come on, my guy, the crew setup exists. Like, can you at least look at it for fuck's sakes? There are two Houston players. There are those who only play stealth, and there are those who think they're playing stealth. Those who think of it, they usually cause a lot of problems and mostly ask, why the fuck are you not playing stealth? Stealth is superior than loud, and then they'll start bantering about it, how loud is like a boring gameplay for some fucking reason. They're not really good at loud, majority of them based on what I've seen. Some of them can be fine, but majority of them are not really that good at the game. They're very reliant on meta builds, but either way, even after that, they're still not good at the game. They can be annoying as you're gonna have to constantly argue with them about like why loud is better or why aren't you stealthing this mission, etc.
Puppies.
Next up we have our Wick players. There are two Wick players. There are those who are very quiet and say absolutely nothing, and there are those that say too much shit. The ones that say too much shit are one of the worst to handle with because they don't know when to fucking shut the fuck up. Holy shit, Wick players, shut it! We didn't ask for you to give out a fucking paragraph of why you think you're superior than us. We get it. You're a fucking nerd that's stuck in your mom's basement for the past 20 years. You don't need to shove that into our throat. And then there are the other side, who never fucking say anything. These guys are mute. Even if you ask them or tell them to do something, they are quiet. Is that a bad thing? No. They will shut their mouth, They will do their thing, and they won't bother anyone. That's it. Wick players are fine. It depends on which one you're getting. If you're getting the obnoxious one, well, good luck. You're gonna have to argue with his ass for like 5 minutes for no fucking reason. So, but other than that, Wick players are kind of fine.
I've just woke up in a fucking steaming mood, yeah? Because I live in a shithole!
Hoxton. Oh boy, the British man himself. Holy shit. Hoxton players are really something. They are literally the character themselves. The egotistical son of a bitch that thinks that they're superior than everyone. They have an ego that goes through the fucking roof. No one is allowed to speak other than him. That type of stereotypes. If you're running a build that's not even considered meta, they would lose their shit and start arguing you about it, and that's pretty much it. A lot of the Hoxton players I usually see are very rude and mostly assholes in some ways, and they're very, very pessimistic. They will complain about everything. They will complain about the gameplay, they will complain about the enemies, they will complain about everything. I'm sorry, but I don't really like Hoxton players that much, but they're bearable. Sort of.
Right?
I know.
Right? It's upside down, man. How can a fucking sausage be upside down, you stupid little...
Same thing with Clover players, but they're a lot more obnoxious and loud than Hoxton players. They're really just hyenas, just laughing at a loud pace. Like, you can't really make them shut the fuck up. Again, like, Clover players are just so weird people, especially on Payday 3, where they're very loud and obnoxious and they're quite assholes, and if you don't do things their way, they will start calling you out for it. Dragan players are chill, actually. They're not really problematic, they're just there. Dragan players are themselves. That's it. They don't really have any sort of like special traits. They're just there. They're niche people. They like to talk. If you want, if you don't want, that's fine. They're just there. If you want some talk or some conversations, they're there. A lot of the times, Dragan players is just mostly chill. They can either be a somewhat of a burden to the team, but hey, let's be honest, having a teammate you can have a conversation with even if they're bad is kind of cool, or they can be a very solid teammate that can handle themselves but are not really particularly amazing. So, they're solid.
They got more fucking sea monsters in the Great Loch Ness than they got the likes of me.
Bonnie. Holy shit, Bonnie players are special. They're pretty much the special ed kids in fucking school, where they're very different, but in a more unique way. Bonnie players bring in the most absurd fucking builds to ever exist in humanity that makes you question, how does this work? Why does this work? But they somehow do it. Consider the fact that Bonnie players are usually alcoholics, which is perfect fitting because Bonnie canonically is an alcoholic and a gambler, which is why I find her funny and interesting. I'm starting to think that the players themselves are also alcoholic gamblers, which is funny enough. They don't really talk, they just mostly spew nonsense, which can be funny at certain times, but other than that, they're very cool because they bring in the most absurd shit that no human being should ever witness in their lives. But because of that, it's kind of funny, it makes them unique. Sokol players are... oh boy. They're your stereotypical, American Hollywood bullies, to say at least. They're either, like, nonchalant and just sort of... they don't really talk much, they just only, like, reply in, like, 1 or 2 sentences and that's it. They don't really say much, they just say, like, a 1-word response and that's it. Or, they can be the most pessimistic and mentally draining individuals ever. Like, God, they will complain more than Hoxton players. Like, holy shit, these players will complain about every fucking tiny bits of detail that you even know even existed. They will spew out some ancient languages you've never fucking heard of and complain about it. And you'll just sitting like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? He's just spewing nonsense, for God's sakes. They can either be nonchalant and cool, or they can be one of the most pessimistic people you've ever seen in your life. Jiro players are good. That's it. That's all I can say about them. They bring in solid loadout, solid conversations, they're mostly chill, sometimes they lose their shits, but let's be honest, we're Payday fans. It's normal, it's natural, even for me. This game makes me want to rip out my fucking hair, but either way, this game is addicting. It's not good, but that's a whole new rabbit hole I'm not going to dive into, but either way, Jiro players are fine, they're chill, they do their things. It's literally like John Wick again. It's nothing special.
Little Hand says it's time to rock and roll.
Bodhi players are crackheads, much like himself in the base game. Bodhi players tend to be very energetic and very talkative, and are very damn fast players. Like, holy damn shit, this motherfucker could be on the other side of the world if you blink wrong way. Like, these guys are fast. These guys will be zooming around the damn heist without you even noticing, and they're very talkative, and they're very cool people. Based on what I've seen. They're not the best players. They do have the problems where they can be a little bit egotistical at most times. They won't complain about their players, but they will complain about the enemies. But other than that, they're mostly cool people that they don't really cause a lot of problems to.
That has got to be the gayest jacket I've ever seen.
Same thing with Jimmy players, although Jimmy players tend to be very obnoxious and loud and sometimes don't know when to shut up, but then again, they don't complain, they're not really pessimistic, they're not negative, they just are obnoxious a lot. So yeah, they tend to speak a lot more than actually focusing on the objective.
Who let the dogs out? Woof, 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 woof. Remember that song?
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Next up are Rust players. God, Rust players are just depressing. Oh my god, these are just sad people, man. Let's be honest. Rust players are just, man, you just feel sorry for these guys. I'm sorry, but Rust players are just, it's sad being around them in general. They're kind of fine, but they're just depressed, and they can be a little bit mentally draining. So yeah. Sangres players. Oh boy, they're very interesting. They make a lot of good jokes. They are very interesting to say, and their favorite thing is to quote the movie lines. I don't know why. I don't know what's up with Sangres players, but for some reason, a lot of them tend to like quote from movies or make a lot of jokes that are actually somewhat interesting. Mostly dad jokes, but either way. And if you tell them to shut up, they will shut up. They're very cool people. They're very talkative, but mostly they're just there to dick around, and they don't take the game seriously, which is a bonus plus for them. They're pretty cool, they're nothing special, they just crack a lot of jokes and that's it.
Do you call this in English?
A casket.
A coffin. What about this?
A ghoul.
A ghost.
Duke players are one of the most laid back people ever. Holy shit, these people are so laid back that even if you throw like 50 different racial slurs or even death threats, these guys could not give a rat's ass about it. These guys are just probably laid back on their chair, laying down probably, who knows what the fuck they're doing. They probably have a whiskey on their hand or even alcohol. They're chilling, they're vibing, they're minding their own business, and they're living life. It fits perfectly. They're very chill people. They're amazing.
What about homosexuality, Tony? You like men, huh? You like to dress up like a woman?
What the is wrong with this guy? Am I getting me or what?
Scarface players. They're fun. That's it. They pull off some sick moves. They somehow whip out the coolest loadouts that you've never seen. They just make everything work. Scarface players are very good. They're very good players. Even if they're not using like the best builds ever, they're somehow able to literally be the best at the team. They mostly get the highest kill in the team. They do the most objectives. They're the most caring. Overall, they're pretty good. They will be a little bit commandive, like they will be a bit demanding at certain times, but that's mostly for the sake of like ensuring that their team makes it out safely. But other than that, Scarface players are very good. They're really damn good.
Who posted my nudes on Twitter.com?
Joy players, meh. Do people really play Joy in Payday 2? In Payday 3, she's a different improvement, but a lot of the players, they don't really do nothing special. They're just normal people, based on what I've seen. They're going in, like, in the middle ground. Joy players are not bad, nor they're not good. They're just there. Like, a lot of them are chill, a lot of them are a little bit bad. But other than that, Joy are just, like, the most normal players ever. Like, they don't really do anything bad, or they don't cause any troubles.
We'll be happy to know you are victims of a robbery.
Will you shut the hell up? Get the hell off me! Get out of here! Don't come back.
Now we're going into one of the most worst players who ever exist in Payday 2. Those being Jacket and Sydney players. These are one of the most boring, uninteresting, depressing people to be around with. These two together might as well be the same. The only difference is Sydney players are obnoxiously, like, talkative. Like, they will complain about everything, and I mean literally everything, even to their players, even about their life. And then there's the jacket players, which will fucking threaten you for not using the best builds. Same thing with Sydney players, but jacket players specifically. They will be wearing the most ego loadouts, the most emo loadouts. Like, it will scream to you like, oh, I'm like 13, no one understands me bullshit. Like, you will see that shit from the distance. They're wearing the one down mask, they're wearing the most emo fucking outfit, their guns are also like modified to the point where it's so meta focused. Like, holy shit, these players are so fucking boring to be around with. And if you're even using the slightest gimmick build, even if you're not using the best loadout, they will fucking call you out for it. A lot of these players will blame anyone but themselves. They're always the victim. If you call them out for it, they'll act the victim. If they do something wrong, they will blame you for it, even though it's not your fucking fault. Jacket and Sydney players are one of the worst in the game. You cannot tell me otherwise. These players are so fucking unbearable in every shape and form. Like, just hope to God that they're even somewhat of a reasonable person to be around with. Just hope to God. Again, I'm not saying that all of them are like this, but on my personal experience, every single one of them are just unbearable in every shape and form. I literally just cannot handle these guys. One thing I forgot to mention about when it comes to Sydney and jacket players is the fact they're so reliant on meta weapons that the most common builds that you're going to be see them running, I don't know about skills because I don't really give a shit, but the most common loadouts that they mostly bring are the Isma, the Lion's Roar, or the Contractor with the 5.7, the Brothers Grimm with like fire rounds, or the Explosive Judge, like, and the Krinkov. And they mostly run Hacker and as well as Anarchist. Like, these guys are so reliant on meta builds. Like, it's just depressing. Hila and Ethan players. Do people really play these characters? Let's be honest. Ethan players are mostly funny and meme-worthy. Like, they don't give a shit about what other people think, so that's cool, I guess. But Hila players, they don't really exist. I don't think I've really seen one ever in my life. At least from, like, a year or two. But then again, who really plays these characters? So, Ethan players are fine. They're funny. They just have the meme loadouts, which is kind of funny, but either way. Hila players, it's just, where are they? I don't see any of them. So yeah.
Okay, got it. Still sucks.
I thought it was great.
Have you been standing there the whole time?
Mm-hmm.
That's weird. I had no idea you were there.
Pro players are pretty much exactly the same way as Joy players. They're probably one of the most normal players within Payday. Like, the same thing with, like, Joy. Like, they're just, like, normal people just trying to have their own, to do their own thing and have fun. They just want to play the game, chill, and maybe chat with some people. The thing about pro players is that, for some reason, I don't know why this is a thing, but a lot of them are, like, very caring people for some reason. I've never really seen a single pro player who was, like, very angry or who was, like, very frustrated or, like, annoyed. A lot of them are just, like, very caring in general. Like, there was a point where I admitted that I was not really in a good mood, and there was a Pearl player in my team where she wanted to, like, sort of understand, like, what the hell was going on in my situation and wanted to understand and see if she could help, and it's really nice, but it's like, Pearl players are just nice in general. Like, they're just one of the most nicest people ever. They're the same with Joy, where both of these players are just, like, kind of chill, and they're very friendly and caring. I really love having these people in my team. I really love them. Again, these are stereotypes, don't take these too seriously, but I'm mainly speaking from personal experience. If you're offended by this, go take a walk. Dip your face into cold water and wake up to reality. Because this is a video game. And if you're taking this thing very seriously, then I really encourage you to get some fresh air, touch some grass, and that's it. That's all I ask of you. If you enjoyed this video, great. If you didn't take offense to this, great. If you found this funny, nice. Anyway, I'll see each and every one of you next time. Goodbye, take care of each other, treat each other with respect, do not be an asshole to another. Keep in mind, this is a family-friendly channel, with quotation marks. Yes, I am a very family-friendly YouTuber. YouTube, thank you. Either way, I hope you enjoyed it. Goodbye, I will see each and every one of you next time. Now get out of my house. Shoo.